What is going on, guys? Johnny on the track back with another video. Coming off a decent week. We didn't get the winner. Josh Berry obviously stole the show and got his first Cup Series win. So I often say, like, if I lose, it better be on something like that, like an underdog guy, a great story. And that's what it was. Josh Berry, great story, underdog, dark horse pick. If you had him, good for you. I sure didn't see that coming, but good to see Josh Berry get a win. We did get a good result overall. Ross Chastain top five, which I gave out on this show. Alex Bowman top 10, which you could have got right around plus money if you placed it on time. So two good props given out there. I think we had, I was high on Larson. He was the guy that I thought would get it done. He was very close to getting it done. I think he had the best car overall. Really, him and Byron and Blaney was the other guy that was really, really sharp. But he just never got a chance. So I like Larson a lot. Felt good about having Larson. And sure enough, the way the cautions fell rewarded Josh Berry. But credit to him, he got the job done and got his first Cup Series career win. So good stuff. On to Homestead-Miami, which, if you remember last year, was a playoff race and was spectacular. It was a spectacular race. Great finish between Reddick, Blaney, and Denny Hamlin. Blaney looked like he had it, decided to go low. Reddick goes high, rides the wall, and gets the win at the line. Great, great race. And so, in that case, I am super, super excited for Miami. I like to call this one a wheelman's track. You put it in the category of Darlington, Homestead, New Hampshire, in my opinion, three kind of wheelman's tracks where, speed of the car and teams, sometimes you just got to throw that stuff out of the window, and it just comes down to how you can drive at a track like Homestead, like Darlington, like New Hampshire. And that's why a lot of times you have these kind of shock winners at places like this, or maybe not shock winners, but shock results. A lot of times at places like these. So Homestead, I would put in the category of a wheelman's track. Still a mile and a half, intermediate, as they say, but wheelman's in my opinion. So I'm going to start with some fun ones. I'm going to start with four guys that, if you're looking for the next Josh Berry and you want to place a big money line bet to win something big, I'd say take a look at these guys. But I'm going to be propping these guys top tens, maybe top Chevy, top Ford, that sort of thing. Top tens, top fives though are mainly where I would lean with these guys. Let's get the most up-to-date odds. If what do we got? Oof. All right. So just money lines and top threes. That's rough. But anyway, I'm going to start with the first name. He's going to be a popular pick to be propped for top five, top 10. I don't think probably top Chevy, but maybe. And that's AJ Allmendinger. You put the specialty that is road courses aside for AJ Allmendinger, this is his best track. He like I said, he's going to be a popular pick, but he'll still be significant plus money. I think at least plus 300, maybe we can get him around plus 450. That would be a great number to get a top 10 for AJ Allmendinger at eighth place finish, fifth place finish, third place finish, eighth place finish, fifth place finish, 10th place finish, all in the Cup Series at Homestead-Miami. For some reason, AJ just has a knack for Homestead-Miami. Maybe it's the way that it favors a guy that breaks and shifts and hard turns and tight turns and that sort of thing, can ride where he wants to go, ride high on the wall. Maybe that's why. But honestly, I don't really know why a Cal League racing car can always be this good at Homestead-Miami. Eighth place last year, fifth place the year before. So he's done it in the next gen era. And then you go back to his younger days in the Cup Series. I mentioned eighth, fifth, 10th. Couple more results that have showed third place you can throw in there as well. That just show you how dang good AJ Allmendinger is at this track. So I would prop him for a top 10. Maybe if you want to get a little aggressive, top five. But I think he is going to have a really, really good, solid weekend if he can stay clean. He was good last weekend at Vegas as well. So, show that he can obviously find some speed on mile and a halves, can Allmendinger. That's number one. Next guy I'm going to go to, coming off, in my opinion, his best career NASCAR Cup Series race ever. That's Ryan Preece. Back-to-back solid results here. 10th place last year in the Stewart-Haas Racing Equipment, where he did earn stage points. So it just shows you that he had a good, solid running position as well. And a 13th the year before in Cup. Also has a couple top fives here top fives and top tens here in Xfinity. So overall, I like again, like it just this track just fits his style well. I think they build off what was a great week last week, and Priest has another good solid day. To me, that's a top 10 bet. Same thing. Hopefully, it hovers around the 4.5, 4-1 number. Maybe, I would take it down to 3-1. But I think Brian Priest is going to have another good solid day. And, he, again, a top 10 last year, 13th the year before in that SHR equipment. Now he's in the RFK stuff, which he's shown that they can bring some speed. So I like Priest there for a top 10. Let's go another top 10, which would be what I would lean towards. Austin Dillon, another driver, always been good at Homestead throughout his career. Top tens in the next gen, including a top five, two of them. He's top 10 in overall speed here. In the next gen era at Homestead-Miami, that's according to iFantasyRace.com and our good friend Ryan, who always brings the best stats, in my opinion, on the web in NASCAR betting, NASCAR fantasy, however you want to look at it, iFantasyRace.com. Make sure you check out Ryan. Try to plug him as much as I can because he is the top tier guy in my opinion. But anyway, top 10 overall in speed here is Austin Dillon at Homestead. Very consistent, rarely finishes outside the top 15. He's a fringe top 10 guy, right on the cusp. But I think if you can get a favorable number, you definitely want to take a look at Austin Dillon for a top 10. This guy would be where I would lean towards the top five. I think he'll probably also be top 10 plus money for a top 10. But I would lean towards a long shot win, top five, top Chevy, that sort of thing. That is Carson Hocevar. He's won here in trucks. Top 10 last year, where he accumulated 37 total points with stage points in both stages. So shows you he had a good average running position. Perfect track. Perfect track for Carson Hocevar. Fits perfectly into what his style is, which is aggressive, taking the car to the limits. He is going to be very fast here. There is no doubt about it that he is going to bring speed. I guarantee it. The question is, can he put it all together and get the result he deserves? Because if you bring up Carson Hocevar's results right now, they are not too favorable to where he's qualified, to where he's ran for most of the day. And that is because sometimes, or I would say most times, he drives way too in over his head. 30th at Las Vegas, 36th at Phoenix, 30th at Daytona. All three of those tracks where he was running well. Got the second place in Atlanta, 13th at Coda. But three finishes outside the top 30 in which he had good speed in all of those races. So, in my opinion, I if Carson Hocevar can just run a clean, solid day, he's got top five potential. He's got top three potential. Heck, he could even win this thing. He really could. But it's got to come from being smart, not getting in over your head. He reminds me of a young Ross Chastain, where you see the speed, you see the talent, you see why he gets these opportunities, but oftentimes just steps a little too far over that line and over that boundary and costs himself a good finish. But in my opinion, he's going to have a great car. He's very fast here. I would take a chance at Carson for a top three, a top five, a top 10, and maybe even a dark horse win, winner, if you're looking for it. Right now, he's 50-1. if you're looking for a dark horse winner. I'll give you just some other numbers. Ryan Preece 62 to 1 I'm seeing, 80 to 1 for Allmendinger, in what is this? 200 to 1 for Austin Dillon. So if you're looking to have a little fun, those would be four guys that I feel like you could place a big, long shot bet for them to win. But I like them more as props, top 10, top 5, that sort of thing. Maybe Priest even top 4. I don't mind that. But when I talk about top 4, I'm gonna now give you my winners, the two guys that I feel the most confident this weekend betting on in terms of money line guys. I don't love the number. I don't hate the number, honestly, on one of these guys. We're gonna start with Ryan Blaney, 5.5 to 1 plus 550. I think that's a good number to get Ryan Blaney at right now. That's a $100 bet would net you 550. So, a $50 bet would net you what, 275 or $50 bet? I have no clue. Not here for math. Actually, you know what? Let's just fact check myself. 275. I think that's what I said. Whatever. So $50 bet, 275, $100 bet, 550. So I like Blaney at that number. I don't mind Reddick's number either at 5 to 1. I thought we would get I feel like these guys opened at like 3.5 to 1. The Larson number scares me a little bit at 4 to 1. But to me, Ryan Blaney and Kyle Larson will be the two fastest cars this week. They were the two fastest cars last week. That just unfortunately couldn't be a factor when it was all said and done. But in my opinion, Blaney and Larson will be the two fastest cars. I think Reddick, I think Byron, and I think Bell would be three of the guys that might put a damper on things. You guys know the final card comes out, Johnny on the Track on Action Network at JOTT_podcast on X. So, if anything changes, whatever the final card looks like, that will be posted. So you can get my final money line bets. But I would probably place Blaney now. That would be my advice to you. And the only other guy that I think you might want to place now, because I could see him shifting a little bit, is Bell at plus 850. I think that's a pretty good number to get Christopher Bell at here, who's has some solid results here. Never like a really really dominant car. We just haven't seen that from Bell, but overall, had a really good car last year here. Obviously fell short to Reddick and Blaney, who were just better in my opinion. But I like that number 8.5 to 1 to get Bell, who's already looking for his fourth win. And like I said, I think Byron would be the other guy, or Reddick, that could steal the show. But I'm looking at Blaney right now to bet, and I think Larson will probably end up being on my card just because of how good he's been at this racetrack. And what, I just feel like he's due at this point in the season, had the best car, or, one of two best cars, maybe 1A, 1B, him and Blaney last week. Things didn't fall his way. I think he has a good result here. The one other guy that I just want to mention, he's 33 to 1 right now. That is Josh Berry. Watch out again for Josh Berry because he was good last year in an SHR car. Finished 11th, qualified well. Didn't have the best average running position, like didn't get any stage points, but finished well, qualified well. That was in the SHR car. Now he's going in this Wood Brothers racing car that's had speed at Phoenix, that had speed at Vegas. Watch out. Like, watch out for Josh Berry. He's very interesting right now at the number I see him at, and just the speed that he showed in glimpses last year at this racetrack, and now transform that with confidence. He can play a different strategy than other guys. He can stay out. He can be aggressive. He's got the win in his pocket. That's going to be important moving down the road as the season continues to grow. But man, Josh Berry, like, if there's ever a time that we would see something like this, like a back to back, I would not be surprised if Josh Berry goes back to back. I would not. I would keep your eye on Josh Berry because that number, folks, is going to change. Like 33 to 1, he's going to qualify inside the top 13 would be my opinion. And then I think he goes down to 25 at least. So 27 to 25. So, again, if you want to take a fun flyer on another guy, I think Josh Berry is definitely a guy that you can take a look for a flyer on for a dark horse winner. But at this point, he's really a dark horse. I don't know. He's got to win in the belt. So there it is. Blaney Larson, two favorite bets, or winners rather, money lines, if you will, this weekend at Homestead, and then we're propping up AJ, Ryan Priest, Carson Hocevar, and Austin Dillon with a small glimpse at perhaps Josh Berry going back to back. Final card, it could have some Byron, maybe it has some Reddick, perhaps it has some Bell. Who knows? But as it stands now, these are the guys I'm looking at. As we head to Sunday and I guess even qualifying and practice on Saturday. But like I said, always appreciate you guys watching. Give this video a like, it goes a long way for the channel. Comment on who you guys are looking out for this weekend and subscribe for more motorsports content. If you missed my video yesterday, it was a video about who I think is the next first time winner in Cup. So you can check that video out. And make sure, like I said, yeah, subscribe. You see more videos like that. We're trying to do as much as we can this year to keep the motorsports content coming. So thanks for watching. Thank you for continuing to watch. Viewership is still really, really great this year. Up big time from last year, so I appreciate it. And like I always say, let's go win some money.